What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and as anticipated, Wizards of the Coast has officially announced the book that's coming out on March 15th of 2022, and it is a campaign from the people and the team behind Critical Role called Call of the Netherdeep. So here you can see there's a link which takes us to the Wizards of the Coast website, but this is interesting. I had originally hypothesized we might have seen something from Critical Role just because I figured if Wizards of the Coast got them to do Exandria, not Exandria, Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, that they might have tried to barter for a multi-book deal just because that would have made the most sense. And if you realize, I think Explorer's Guide to Wildemount came out in March of 2020. And this is coming out in March of 2022. I wonder if there's another book slated. Maybe they did like a 3-book deal. That seems like a reasonable thing you would try to go for. But anyway, here we go. We can see the front cover here. We can see a bunch of different characters of a variety, maybe orcs and elves and drow, and looks like maybe humans, some gods and stuff. But let's read what we have here, right? Set for a standard price of $49.95. Can you change fate? An epic Critical Role campaign for the world's greatest role-playing game. The greed of mortals has awakened a powerful entity long thought destroyed. For eons, this mighty champion of the gods has been imprisoned in the darkest depths of Exandria. His name has been forgotten, as have his heroic deeds. Languishing in despair, he calls out for new heroes to save him. Inspired by the campaigns of the hit series Critical Role, this adventure begins in the wastes of Xhorhas and leads to the glimmering oasis city of Ank'Harel on the continent of Marquet, and from there into a sunken realm of gloom, corruption, and sorrow known as the Netherdeep. Above it all, the red moon of Ruidus watches, twisting the fates of those who have the power to shape the course of history. Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep contains 7 chapters of thrilling adventure, new creatures and magic items, and a poster map of Ank'Harel. First major adventure module within Critical Role's World of Exandria, taking players from level 3 to level 12. Multi-continental story that spans the scarred wastes of Xhorhas, introduces the continent of Marquet, and eventually plunges into the Netherdeep, a terrifying cross between the far realm and the deep ocean. Bursting with lore and all-new art depicting Exandria, and introduces new magic items and creatures, and introduces new arrival NPCs. So we can't pull too much from this. Also, no word if there'll be an alternative cover option. I don't believe so, because I figure that's something they would want to announce up front. But we can see a handful of characters. I don't believe these are any characters that we will probably know, but I could be wrong. And then we can kind of see in the background, this might be what's on the back cover, this sort of serpentine dragon, maybe looks like some fish, right? We know the Netherdeep has to be possibly deep ocean. This also looks aberrant in nature, like it might be an aberration of some kind. So that kind of answers that. Also, if you click the link to go to Amazon, we'll just click it again just to make sure if nothing has changed, it actually hasn't been updated. So if you click on that link, it actually takes you to this. So in a weird turn of events, Wizards of the Coast has announced something before Amazon has taken the time to update their own website, which is a first in, I think, forever at this point. We can also see, here's a little bit more of a zoomed in image showing off some of the characters here on this. This is on D&D Beyond, which you can get for $29.99. It doesn't look like there's any extra. Oh, it does say pre-order called Netherdeep on D&D Beyond to unlock a set of Netherdeep-inspired digital dice and other character sheet cosmetic bonuses when the book goes live. We don't have anything. It doesn't look like there's anything too new here, right? Elements of the storyline tie into the themes of Critical Role's campaigns. Bursting with lore and all new art, new rival NPCs. So I do find it interesting that the first official campaign, now we have had Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, the original Tal'Dorei campaign guide, and we know the Tal'Dorei campaign guide Reborn is coming out later. So we have gotten campaign settings and sort of world lore information books from the folks at Critical Role, but never a campaign. There's like a small adventure, a series of adventures in Explorer's Guide to Wildemount, but that sort of falls into the WotC, how they handle campaign settings, where they give you lore, a little bit of character stuff, and a short adventure. So this is the first full-blown campaign we're going to see, taking us from levels 3 to 12, which is pretty nice. That's a nice span of levels there. Doesn't look like we're going to get any new character options other than the magic items in here, but either way, still cool stuff. And given the fact that Critical Role Campaign 3 is going to be set in Marquet, it only makes sense that this book will also take us there. Obviously something the folks at Critical Role and Wizards of the Coast knew ahead of time, so that when Campaign 3 goes live on the 21st of October, set in Marquet, you'll start to get a feel for how that's going to work, learn about the characters and the culture and stuff like that over the course of the game, and then boom, in March, you can pick up this game that will eventually lead you there, and you'll have had months of experience in this world via Critical Role, which is just excellent marketing, and I mean, they're both very savvy business groups, so that just makes sense. The only thing that I don't know, and perhaps we'll keep an eye out for a tweet or something from Ray Winninger, and I'll go check actually to see if Ray Winninger has tweeted since we've made this video. Where does this fall into the campaign, the sort of announcements of stuff that we were anticipating, right? And by that, I mean, you know, we knew there was going to be, let's see, Ray Winninger. I don't know what his actual Twitter handle is. But anyway, Ray had said something along the lines of, we were going to be getting 2 classic campaign settings in 2022, 2 brand new campaign settings in 2022, and potentially one return to an existing campaign setting. It sounded like that might have been coming up later. So does this Critical Role one have absolutely nothing to do with any of that, and it's entirely unique? Or does it fit somewhere in the grand scheme of all of those things we've already discussed? I'm not sure where it ultimately will land, but I am quite curious to see if this is the sort of return to the classic campaign setting or otherwise. Because honestly, at this point, we really don't know. And doing a quick scroll through Twitter, I can't seem to find his... I don't actually know what his Twitter handle is. So we'll have to wait and find out. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. How do you feel? Are you excited for a Critical Role campaign guide? Are you not? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's not a good idea? I realize this is going to be very polarizing, as a lot of people in the community have very strong feelings about Critical Role one way or the other. I'm kind of indifferent to it, honestly. It's a new campaign guide. It's a new campaign. It'll have new magic items. It'll have new monsters. You know that I will obviously cover both of those and all of that as much as I possibly can. It's Winninger R. That's his handle on Twitter. Let's go look and see if he tweeted real quick. I've been searching for this while we've been going. Winninger R. There we go. Let's go see if he's posted anything about it yet today. He has not. Okay, so there we go. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.